This segment is sponsored by Michigan Auto Law. It's back to school time, and that means those school buses back on the roads, kids on bikes, and general school zone traffic to be thinking about. So let's talk safety with Michigan Auto Law attorney Brandon Hewitt. Brandon, we get rusty during the summer months, don't we? This bears repeating.
We sure do, and this is the right time to get a reminder because obviously the most important thing that we care about out there is these kids. So, yep, time to refresh our safety measures.
All right, with that in mind, let's start with those school buses. There's different colored lights. They mean different things. We need to know it all.
Yeah, so the simple stuff is what we all know is when you see flashing red lights anytime, but on a school bus, it means you got to stop. And it's not stop right next to the bus. You have to give at least 20 feet for a flashing red school bus. What is very interesting now, as of October of last year, so all these school buses in effect today, they could be equipped with cameras on those stop signs that jet out from the bus. So there's going to be little argument from anybody who says that they stopped but didn't. They're going to pull that camera into court, and you're going to get that ticket and have to pay it.
Talk about penalties in the school bus zones.
Well, I mean, the big one obviously is if you cause a serious injury or fatality, that's always a big penalty, but it's almost automatic in a school bus zone, 15 years at least, causing a serious injury. School zones, though, are pretty much an automatic doubling of your traffic fine, so similar to construction zones. And just to know, when you're in school zones, the speed limit automatically drops right away. So whatever speed limit you are traveling on that road beforehand, when you get into that school zone, and that's 1,000 feet from the school, it's going to drop to 20 miles an hour, less than that. It's usually 25. You can bet it's going to be about 25 miles per hour. Not usually less than that. And it's always in effect, whether it's posted or not. School zone times start 30 minutes before school starts and 30 minutes after school lets out. And that's usually 7:30 in the morning to about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you're passing a school during those times, make sure that you're driving 25 miles an hour or less.
A lot of kids ride their bikes to school, and it's a dicey time to have a bicycle on the road. Talk a bit about bicycling.
Bicycling is always dangerous. In Grand Rapids and West Michigan, we are a very bike-friendly, bike-heavy community. A lot of these schools, you're going to see kids biking to school. The general law here is that you have to give at least 3 feet of passing room. So, when you see a bike, you got to either you stay behind the bike or make sure that there's enough room for you to go around the bike in a significant way that's not going to cause them harm or make them feel unsafe to where they get, unbalanced or tippy. It's your job to share the road with the bikes, even more so than their job to share the road with you. They can't really see you, so just stay behind them or make sure there's plenty of room to pass there.
You put together a really great list of some sort of general safe driving during back to school time tips. Can you run through some of those?
It's the general rules that we always give, but if there's ever an important time to be aware of not driving distracted, it's now. There are not just cars on the road, there are kids walking, there are kids biking, there are more cars on the road for parents dropping their kids off to school. We all know that texting and driving distracted increases your risk of 23 times. Make sure that you're rested. I know that we're all prepping our kids right now and sending them to bed early and waking them up early to try to get them ready for school. But the same applies to you as the parent, right? Make sure that you're rested before you get them off to school, that you're not drowsy behind the wheel. Obviously, try to obey the speed limits. Wear your seatbelt. Be a good model for your children to wear their seatbelts. You can preach to them all day long that they have to, put their seatbelts on in the back seat. But if they see mom or dad not putting their seatbelt on, that's a stronger signal than just words and telling them what to do. So just model good behavior. When we talk to kids and teenagers in high schools about distracted driving, they say they know all about it and they don't do it. And their biggest problem and biggest concern is watching their parents drive distracted. So just be a good model for your kids and do the safe thing to get them off to school safely this fall.
All right. Well, we'll put all of these tips and this advice on our website, 13onyourside.com. But if you want more information or to contact an attorney, visit michiganautolaw.com. Thanks, Brandon.
As always, thank you.